Hey everyone. So I made an app called arpege.io, and it was all downhill from that naming because it's perfect. So I don't know if y'all have used it, but whenever I play guitar or whatever, I have like a loop pedal which you plug it into your guitar and like into the amp or like whatever instrument you're using. And you can like set loops and then stack them on top of each other and keep playing. And it's like two pedals, so it's like hard to memorize all the things. So I was like, why don't we make it in the computer? It'll work better. It doesn't. There's a reason. I was like, why has no one done this? Well, I'll explain in a second why not. And it works genuinely. So like here, my first thing is like the metronome set to 100. Can you all hear that? Yeah. Yeah. All right. So you can like change how like what you want your tempo to be. And so that like you can set, right now the countdown's just like record in 3, 2, 1. But if you set the metronome, it'll give you a countdown, and then 2 measures of that will set the limit to how long it'll be. So I'm just gonna demonstrate that because I'm like, yeah, it's great. I'm gonna demonstrate that with that, but I'm gonna try and do a more long recording, which is the other way because it's easier. So this sets the metronome. You get a count of like what you want to do, and then you add a loop to it. So it'll count down from that, so it'll be like, so then it sets the length of that. Oh, I got it! Okay, so you can pause and play all of them. So I'm going to do another recording on top of it. So you can play it all at the same time or like reset them or pause them. Hopefully it sounds right. It's almost there. I didn't practice this enough, like doing it, but you can like set and then like reset them so they all play at the same time. And then you can also just record it just without the metronome, so that you set the length from like the first recording. So if it's like, it'll count down 3, 2, 1. So it could be worse, but you can stack on top of that. And then, we don't want to do that. Okay, well that's going to be the same recording. Anyway, so the issue is that, like with the way, like one, I did this in React, which was a poor decision, because like when it's like rendering and restoring state, it'll mess. When I'm trying to store wherever the length of my loop is and things like that within the state, so it's all accessible. Like within the re-renders, it makes like millisecond adjustments on like when the audio loads and stuff, and that's enough to like throw off the latency of the whole recording. So it's like hard to get, it's like a lot harder to get right than if you were actually using a loop pedal, which is disappointing, but you can stack as many as you want. So if you do get it right, you can like set up a whole drum beat and then play on top of it, whatever you want to do. You can set the metronome to give you like 2 measure countdown. And that is my app. Thanks.